Your Excellency, our President, and all protocols observed. God is good, and all the time, and that is his nature. My name is Frida Mothoni Karaoke, wananiita Noni. I come from a small and beautiful village called Kiambere in Mbere, Embu County. Asante. Wamudende. Thank you, Weshimiwa. I am Miss International Kenya, and 2 weeks ago, I represented our beautiful, magical Kenya in Tokyo, Japan, and by God's favor, thank you. By God's favor, I was crowned as the first Miss Sustainable Beauty 2025. Thank you so much. Your Excellency, again in 2022, I represented Kenya in Nigeria and won Kenya the first Miss Tourism Africa. Asante. And if you look, you can see a few crowns here and there of beautiful young Kenyan women who represent our country with excellence internationally on global platforms. Once we go out there, we even forget our names. We become Kenya, and we carry our flag with pride and honor. And all we sing about is Kenya, Kenya, because as you said, you have to be a patriot and speak about your country through and through. Even recently, I think in Tokyo, I might have promised people lions. So waziri mtanisaidia hapo. But what I meant is that they can come here and practice sustainable tourism. They can adopt our wildlife and be able to give back and create an impact to our communities. That is what I meant. My question, Your Excellency, you've done a great job, supporting young people to use our talents to promote Kenya out there, and we pray that you continue to do that to support the creative space and our God-given talents. And you've done a great job welcoming the country, the world back to Kenya. So now the tourist number is going up, and we love it. So you're going to help us. If I am a first-timer, a first visitor in Kenya, which places would you personally recommend? Mr. President, what's your bucket list? We would love to know your bucket list in Kenya. Asante.
Thank you very much. You said Noni. Has asked me about bucket list. What is it on offer? If a tourist comes to Kenya, what is on offer for us as a country? And she has asked me a very difficult question. Where would I propose, this person to go? I mean, if I were to tell somebody to go somewhere, I would tell them to go everywhere. Because you have different things in different places. No one place is the same as the other. If you go to Samburu and Laikipia, you will get a different big five in Laikipia and Samburu. You have a different zebra there. You have the reticulated giraffe. You have a different set of animal wildlife. If you go to Masai Mara, you have a different set of experience. If you go to the coast, our beaches, it's a completely, different experience. If you want to sample culture, whether you go to Loyongalani, or you go to Tobonglore, or you go to Pinluo, or you go to the next, or you go to Lamu for the Lamu cultural, So it's a buffet of, tourist destinations and products that one can sample around our republic. And we are packaging our product so that it is about wildlife, it is about culture, it's about cuisine, it is about heritage, it is about history, Kenya being the cradle of mankind, and it's about, innovation. Many people want to know where the M-Pesa innovation came from. It's about Concert City and the kind of creative economy that it is building. and many, many other products. So I would be proposing to that person, they will be spoiled for choice.
Good afternoon. Your Excellency, my name is Habiba Abdi, a university student from Isiolo County. My question is, tourism doesn't seem very visible in the better agenda. Is it still a key priority in your government? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Habiba. Habiba has asked me the question whether this is, she says, maybe she's not persuaded that tourism is at the heart of the better agenda. Just so that you know, Habiba, that in fact it is. This year's Jamhuri celebration is themed around tourism. Just to confirm to you that we have never lost focus on the place of tourism and all the interventions we have done and the forward plan that we have. I have asked Rebecca here and her team to work with Marianne there. They made a presentation to me on how we can reposition Kenya, you know, and our product in a way that we can elevate our destination. You have my support 100%, and I look forward to sharing with you that product so that we can take it forward together. So we not only had a plan in 2022, we have a plan going forward that involves new tourism products, involves new facilities for meetings, that involves a better strategy on how to secure our wildlife. Just 2 days ago, I went to Tsavo to launch the largest rhino sanctuary in the world, in Tsavo. In fact, one of the presenters there was saying it is the largest rhino sanctuary on earth. So, and it just speaks to the strategy that we have as a country and what we need to do to be able to make our product better. And I did announce there that we are already in discussion with 5 international hotel chains that want to put up facilities in Tsavo, just because they want to be part of the largest sanctuary in the world. And that is going to create more opportunities for the young people of our nation. It's going to bring us more tourists, it's going to bring us more revenue, and it's going to enhance the productivity of our country.
The results, census results that were released, we heard that South Africa, Namibia, Botswana, they are ahead of us, and Tanzania, in terms of population of wildlife. And if you look at these countries, they have what we call consumptive utilization of wildlife. And we don't have consumptive utilization of wildlife, and we are not ahead. So do you think we should introduce consumptive utilization of wildlife so that if somebody can keep an impala, if he has like 10, he's free to slaughter like 2, the way we do with goats and sheep? And you find we have people who are negative about this concept. Yet, if you look at, we consume cattle every day, goats every day. Butcheries are full of meat. But we have never lost them. They have never been wiped out. Why can't we do the same for wildlife so that we don't die without having tested an impala? Thank you so much.
And then Jared has said we should eat the animals. I think Kanga you need to attend to this man. Mr. Lubasi has a very interesting proposal. He says there is something called consumptive utilization of wildlife. That the people should be allowed to keep 3, 4 antelopes. If they become 10, they can eat 2. Well, we are a meat-eating society. In fact, just so that you know, Kenya has the 3rd largest livestock herd in Africa. And part of what Kenya is about is nyama choma. Sindio? It's about meat. And you will find nyama choma everywhere. You will find nyama choma in a kiosk. You will find nyama choma in a 5-star hotel. You will find nyama choma on a roadside. You will find nyama choma in people's homes. You will find whatever. So, maybe I will ask TRF, the CEO of TRF is here. The institute, the TRI, this man, to do some research on what Mr. Lubasi has said. He says, maybe if we provide people with an opportunity to keep some of this wildlife, we might actually grow our wildlife numbers. Because he says the wildlife numbers in Tanzania and all the other places are more than us, and yet they are allowed to eat. So please, do some research so that we don't make a mistake. Yeah? Because I don't think I have quite an answer for him now. The only answer I can think about is for Kanga to deal with him.
Mr. President, for this opportunity. Good afternoon, Your Excellency, Mr. President.
Good afternoon, my dear. How are you?
I am fine.
Yes.
It is truly an honor to be here today. My good name is Sharon Mokai Mwongela, and I am a born-again youth leader, a mental health advocate, and I am very, very passionate about tourism. I have listened to your talk, and I am very, very impressed by your commitment to improving the tourism sector. This week we've had fruitful discussions, and let me go straight to my question. So, what reforms or commitments are you willing to support in the tourism, or rather your government is willing to support in the tourism sector? Thank you.
Sharon, I think the question you have asked me is primarily what is the space around tourism? What are we doing? You know, and I have explained to you that we began at the go. You know, we began at the go to look at tourism for what it is. I told you, tourism creates jobs. Tourism supports enterprises. Tourism supports our farmers. And tourism, of course, brands Kenya and makes Kenya what it is. And we have done that consistently. We started the refurbishment of this KICC 2 months after I got into office. We went to the hiring of more rangers because our animals were our wildlife were being threatened by, poachers and people who wanted to undermine the whole tourism sector. We had to step in. We have had to do digitization so that we can ease travel. So we have done many things to make sure that our tourism product is elevated. When I had a conversation with the tourism sector before the last election, they told me it is not just numbers that is important. It is what type of numbers. They told me that we want to promote Kenya as an high-end destination so that we can get value for every tourist who comes into Kenya. And that is precisely the interventions we've been making, because the first thing is to make Kenya safe, to make our national parks, game reserves, and tourist spots safe. And that is why we had to hire men and women to take care of that. We have to promote, the tourism infrastructure. You need a proper working KICC. You need other spaces. I said, for example, we have gaps which we can turn into opportunities. There is space for us and for investors to invest in new hotels in Kenya. I am very happy, for example, that part of the contract we have given to Bomas of Kenya is that there will be 3 new hotels at the Bomas of Kenya. Not built by the government of Kenya, but built by the private sector. And we are insisting that they must be among the best hotels in our republic. Because we have a shortage of bed space, especially in many of our tourist facilities are a bit aged, whether it is at the coast or even in our parks. We have to rethink a renewal of all that space. So to your point, our focus is razor sharp on making sure that we deliver results. And the results speak for themselves today. Our tourism numbers are up by almost 1 million. Our park, people going to the national park have increased from about 2.1 million to 3.26 million. Is that correct? Yes, people visiting our parks. Delegates coming for conference facilities. We had 23,000 in 2022. Today we have 37,000 as of last year. Actually this year, beginning this year. And the numbers are growing, and the numbers are growing. The tourist earnings are growing, in fact, exponentially. And that is the trajectory we want to push.
Good afternoon, Your Excellency, and everyone who is here, dignitaries, youth leaders, and all the CEOs. I'm really honored to be here, Your Excellency, Mr. President. It's my first time actually to have a one-on-one face conversation with you. My name is John Ongicho. I am from Migori. John Ongicho. Yes, and I am from Migori. I am a self-taught youth leader. I do mentorship with the youth. And I also support your vision #1 of growing trees, 15 billion trees by 2032. So what I've been doing with the youths, when I start with me, before I ask a question, because I want you to know me, because I would like to work with you. I love how you're working. Yes. Yeah. I like your resiliency. I like your decisiveness. And if you say it's going this way, I love it. Honestly, I would like to work with you. So I work with the youths as a CSO, civil society organization, through my organization, which is called Go Green. So I work with the community, and I work hand in hand with the area chief and the police. So to enhance the relationship between the youths and the national government and the community. So my question that I want to actually also bring onto your table, to you brainstorm a little bit and maybe bring it back on my table again. Be patient, yeah. So what mechanism do you have? Because to me, I already love so far what you're doing, and you don't need to doubt how friendly I would like. Honestly, I love working with you. So, but I want to know, going forward, yeah, to 2027 and so on, because you know the responsibility which is coming for you. It's really tough, it's not easy. With the attitude of Kenyans of bringing people to the court, even if it's something which is going to benefit them. Yeah, so with the youths, as a youth leader, which through the Go Green, which is a youth-led organization, what mechanism do you promise that can be able now to integrate all like-minded youths who are doing innovation like the way we are doing also with the waste management, with the community, because we teach the community on how to utilize the natural resource that they have to keep the environment clean. And number two, also we teach them on how to be sustainable through modern agriculture, of which actually I got the opportunity to have my tent over here. I will really, really be honored beyond imagination if you can even take a walk and see what I'm doing with my team.
Thank you. John, Mr. Go Green, the same way you are looking for an opportunity to work with me, I also want to work with you. Especially in that space you have mentioned, the space around the environment. I have just come from UNEP. I came straight here from UNEP, discussing matters environment, because we have the United Nations Environmental Assembly going on in Kenya today. Because Kenya is not only the environmental capital of the world, because we have UNEP here, but Kenya is also a great champion on matters environment. I picked it up, and because it is one of the areas that I understand very well by my background in training, and it is a contribution we can make to not just our country, not just to our region, but also globally. Today, Kenya is recognized as an environmental champion. We are the biggest sponsors of the climate change conversation and what needs to be done. And so, you and your Go Green and the matters environment, and I'm very happy that you're passionate about engaging young people. We have many interventions that we can work with you. We can work with you on the space around, as you know, we have at the moment a whole cleanup of Nairobi River that's going on here in Nairobi. That cleanup today is hiring 45,000 young people in the city of Nairobi. In fact, hopefully before I break for Christmas, I will be going to check on how far. I have promised the city of Nairobi, we cannot be the environmental capital of the world and have a river in our city that has sewage. It's not possible. It's contradictory. And therefore, I have committed that by January 2027, on the 15th, we will have completed cleaning the Nairobi River. And it will not just be cleaning the Nairobi River. We will have a whole new city with housing, with markets, with playgrounds along that Nairobi River. And the government of Kenya is going to spend close to 40 billion shillings to do that. It's going to be the highest investment in matters environment in the city of Nairobi. We are moving on to Ngong River. And John, I will want to recruit you and your team to work with me. And I hope somebody is taking some notes so that we can bring John and his team on board when we are working on the Ngong River, which all of you know that we had even a yacht club here on what was called Nairobi Dam, which now is a sewage. That we are going to clean up. We are finalizing the designs because we started with Nairobi River, We are going to go to Ngong River and Go Green, John and your team. I'm going to bring you on board on how we are going to work with the young people that work with you on matters environment.